Happy Friday, everybody. Let me get a one if you can hear me. Oh, damn, Colette is not playing. Lovely Lunarian ain't thank you for the ones. I'm so ready. Somebody asked, was this smoke night? It can turn into smoke night depending on what motherfuckers want to get it, right? Sometimes smoke night happens impromptu, depending on what motherfucker want to try it or pull up. Colette de Jure is here. Hot Caramel 12 is here. Divested Nor. Snapple Apple's here. Dust Free Black Woman. V in training in this bitch. Miss Pretty Nurse. Y'all are here and I appreciate you, Religion Free. Who else we got? Tressa Richardson is in this motherfucker. I'm so ready to go, y'all. Afro Puff Queen. Now, you know you're going to see a comment up here because they always coming up here. We gonna roast these bitches. We are. We're going to roast the old ones and the new ones. And we're going to see how that Mammy turned out for them. You already know what it is. But let's go ahead and pick at them a little bit. But before we get to that shit, are y'all familiar with the turkey leg hut? Anybody in the chat, are you familiar with the turkey leg hut? The so-called black business model. You know, black people can get it together. Black folk make some good food, right? Shop black. Make sure you shop with black folk. Okay. Well, the problem with black folk is this. They are fucked up. I know that sounds bad, y'all. It sounds horrible to say. It does. But it's the truth. Sometimes the truth is just horrible. People love this goddamn place, right? They love to go there. They're very proud that it's owned by Black folk. The problem is you don't know how to run business, and you gonna get sued by your vendors if you don't pay the fucking bill. How about that part? Y'all don't let these people guilt you into so-called shopping Black. Sometimes you're gonna get your identity stolen. Sometimes they're gonna be out of shit. Yo, let's see what the turkey leg hut in Houston got going on, because this is a hot ass mess, and then we're gonna roast these mammy ass hip hop bitches. Let's go.
But we start tonight with a shocking lawsuit filed against one of our city's most popular restaurants. The lawsuit against Turkey Leg Hut accuses them of not paying their grocery bills.
I hate y'all. I can't stand Blackistan. This in the middle of the goddamn day, y'all. Going across, everybody sees it. Yo, black ass ain't paying your bill. First of all, ain't nothing free. I don't give a damn what you think this country owe you. I don't give a fuck what's going on. You better pay your taxes, and you better pay your vendor bill, or your ass is going to get handed to you. Come on, let's go.
Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf first broke this story and is outside the restaurant tonight.
A lot of people surprised by this. We've all seen the lines outside Turkey Hut. This place can be packed any day of the week, but now a lawsuit claims they haven't been paying some bills.
I can't. How are we the problem? How are divested women the problem? I'd like to know, because we pay ours. We ain't being sued by nobody. You don't know how to run a society. You don't know how to keep a family together. You don't know how to raise children. You don't know how to do a motherfucking thing, but you say, let's unite. And do what, whore? Do what? Come on, white boy, let's go.
One of Houston's most popular restaurants, known nationwide.
Houston's most iconic restaurant.
It's all over TikTok.
Yeah, that's how I heard it.
Yeah, so they told us about it. It went viral on TikTok.
I told you I had to stop at Turkey Leg Hut.
We've been there for the long lines. Now Turkey Leg Hut being sued, more than $1 million, accused of not paying their food vendor.
I'm really surprised that, they are in this situation, considering that they're pretty busy, high volume restaurant.
The recently filed lawsuit claims Turkey Leg has failed to pay U.S. Foods roughly $85,000 for produce sold. Adding, as of this date, Turkey Leg owes U.S. Foods almost $1.3 million.
Y'all owe damn near $1.5 million in turkey leg. Let me tell you something. Y'all like legs. Y'all be doing the stanky leg, right? Twerking, all kind of shit, and don't even pay for your turkey legs. I can't with y'all. I'm not attaching myself to that community. I have no time for this shit. First of all, shit is not free. I don't care what they told you about slavery and Jim Crow and all these injustices and blah, blah, fucking blah. When somebody gives you something or sells you something, you have to pay for it, idiot. You don't get anything for free because what? Your people was oppressed. That's not how this shit works. Let's go somewhere. What? $1 million worth of turkey legs, and you said fuck that bill, huh? Just like you do your goddamn children.
Obviously, there was an agreement signed with the restaurant and that actual distributor. It will make it difficult for him to outsource any other vendor in the city.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's a false claim, but it is far-fetched.
And there's the mammy. Y'all, this writes itself. She said it. I'm not saying it's a false claim, but it could be far-fetched. Let me tell you how you know when mammies know they lying on the black community. They start speaking in like really high tones. She's full of shit. Okay, just set your timer, because they getting ready to blame racism on this. Just wait for it. Let's go.
Customers here from Houston and beyond learning about the allegations.
I really hope they get it figured out.
Yeah, me too.
It's a really good business from the little short stay that we had. The food was really good.
I don't believe it. Always rumor, this one said that, she said that, he said that. I don't.
Baby, that's court paperwork. Grandma, that's court paperwork. It ain't no rumor. That's a lawsuit, ma'am. This ain't he say, she say. I know you let your niggas get away with shit like that. Don't believe her. We didn't have sex. She just sucked my dick. And that's good enough for you. That don't work in the real world, babe. It don't work in the justice system, criminal or civil. Y'all keep playing and take off them stupid ass hats. I hate when them old bitches wear this shit.
don't really believe it. I bet you my paycheck.
You?
I bet my Social Security check.
I can't. She gonna bet some money that she getting from the same people that's suing the turkey leg hut. Okay.
Cynthia Russell and Haiti Burnett have lived near Turkey Leg Hut for about 50 years. You're not surprised? Why not?
Because these are black owners.
I need y'all to jump in. This old bitch
No,
said.
she didn't.
This old bitch said they didn't pay their bill. That's a rumor, and they doing that because it's a black-owned business. It's a successful business. You can't please them. You can't work with them. Don't even try to. You're wasting your fucking time. They're irrational and they love where they are. Victims creating their own self as victims. I can't. Go ahead, Snapple.
It's the way you drag their hats for me. But like, somebody need to come get their grandma. Somebody need to come get your nana, get your mammy ass nana, because this shit is in black and white. I can't stand how that's the knee-jerk reaction, just to protect the Kangs by any means necessary and protect the so-called black-owned business. Like, those motherfuckers were making all that money, all those long lines. They have the audacity to not pay their vendors. And it's the entitlement for me, because you already know they were spending that money. They were turning a profit, and they just feel like, I feel like they did that shit on purpose. They didn't give a fuck. And then they know they could just play the racism card. That's what they always do.
Black folk don't feel like they should have to do any of that thing. Have y'all ever seen a black woman who wants to get into the, let's just say, the weave industry, right? She's not used to people looking out for their own communities. And she'll say some shit like, the Koreans got it on lock. We got to pay more for it. So our prices are a little bit higher. Well, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the shit, ma'am. The reason you have to pay more is because what? Go on, say it with me. Your man didn't secure anything or build anything for you. So if the Asian bitch is getting it for 15, you're going to have to pay 26. Okay. And that's just how that works. That's how real life works. Nobody wants to hear about how unfair it is. It probably is. But the reality of the matter is, your niggas didn't bill you nothing, so you don't have any wholesale place to get it from. You don't have a vendor to get it from. You got to buy it from them so you can sell it to us and then complain about the prices. What? Go ahead, Miss Leah.
All I got to say is homegirl got the turkey legs and then tried to run off on the plug. The first rule of business is always pay your suppliers. Money talks, baby. Bullshit walks. Fuck that racism shit she talking about. Them folks got a whole bill with her name on it, or that business's name on it. You owe them. The invoice tells you what you owe. So go ahead and say it's racism all you want to. But unless they can show or produce a cashier's check or something to show that they paid that bill, race ain't got shit to do with it. Run them folks their money that you owe them. Don't try to run off on the plug. Now, see, this is bad business. But black folks used to doing janky shit anyway. For some reason, we just do not know how to get shit together. Or we always trying to get over on somebody. Just do shit the right way. You got them folks product, pay them folks what you owe them. And that's all you have to do. Fuck that race talk. That ain't got nothing to do with this.
This is a hot ass mess. Ebony, what you got, babe? This is ridiculous. This is embarrassing.
Well, what I've got is I'm not surprised.
Exactly.
I'm not surprised. This is how they handle everything. This is everything to them. This is how they do. I mean, seriously, how can you let's go back to the motherland. How can you let people who are not from that motherland come to the motherland, exploit the motherland and get away with it? I'm sorry. This is just a small microcosm of a big problem.
Look, these motherfuckers is getting locked up left, right, and center. I don't know if y'all been looking at the news, but these people coming back for them fake PPP loans. Have you seen it? You might want to take your ass to Mexico if you think you got away with it. Just sit there and wait, okay? Black people are not business minded in general. Their paperwork is usually full of lies and fucked up. You don't have to shop with these people. Make sure whatever you're getting is done the right way. That's all I'm saying around here. Hey, Kyra.
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
So, I mean, I guess there's just so many things to unpack. I mean, first of all, if you pay your bills on time, the amount due is reasonable versus, waiting till it balloons up to in the millions like this. And do you really think they have $1 million to pay this?
I doubt it. He's probably driving a Tesla that he can't afford, because with your first money, you got to go ahead and make sure you got a car that you can't even maintain the fucking brakes and the upkeep on it. That type of shit. That's how they do.
Do you think he put rims on the Tesla as well?
He better put some turkey legs on that bitch because it's costing them $1.3 million.
I mean, because you gotta think about it. For that bill to run up that high, they had to be letting them skate by for a while before they even tried to collect. Because for you to owe those people that much money, like they couldn't have been on their backs the way these people are complaining. Like they're trying to make it seem like these people are just constantly coming after them. How? They let you get to the point the way you owed them $1.5 million.
Well, had they asked for their money right after the first delivery, that would have also been racism. Don't you know? If they ask, hey, that bill's due and we want it by October 31st, that in itself would be deemed racism when you're dealing with these motherfuckers.
Well, my thinking is, they say if they say it's so racist, why didn't they contract with a black male turkey farm owner?
Oops.
And buy the turkey legs and parts from him. Oh, you also made a point about, how because the Asians have weave and other beauty supplies on lock that, we have, our beauticians have to charge more money.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is, those same mammies that complain about that, they don't understand that there is a way they could sell the extra charge as something worthwhile. Like, I'm not going to pay more money and then come into your ratchet shop. Now, if you have a nice ambiance going on, like, well, DZ, when I like to get my nails done, I like to go to the actual spa because I like the ambiance. I like the quiet calmness of actual spa, and I pay more money for it. I don't mind paying more money if it's justified, but if you're just charging me more money and you're giving me the same ratchet bullshit that Mei Ling has at her nail shop down the street, why would I pay for you?
These whores nail shops smell like Newport's, incense, old liquor, right? They back there frying a couple of chicken gizzards type shit. The kids are running all around, playing in your pedicure water, splashing it up on your leg type shit. Now, when you don't want to deal with nothing like that, they call you a bed wench. Bitch, please.
Oh, but you forgot the baby daddy is up in the shop too, fussing and fighting, or just, she has to keep her man happy. And so he's watching sports in a whole beauty shop full of women. Make it make sense.
Children running wild, knocking shit over.
And Disney, look at her face. Shout out to Who Me in the comments. Look at her face. It looked like she might have had some shit thrown in her face by a Blackistani citizen at some point in her past.
I'm telling you, she looked burnt.
It's like
she has been mammying for decades. Do you hear me?
You suffered potentially a traumatic attack like that by your community, and you still over there mammying with that cap on, over here outside the turkey leg hut, talking about you would bet your social security check when those motherfuckers running that establishment wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire, girl. What are you doing? Girl,
but
no.
Snapple, think about it though. Are these the elders that we are supposed to defer to and heed their so-called wisdom? Because this is some foolishness.
Girl, fuck them elders. I don't respect no Blackistani elders. They get the fuck about my face.
I can't with the mammies in the Black community, because the thing is, at some point you found out. You fucked around and you found out. When you keep that goddamn nonsense going, that propaganda going about your community after you fucking find out, bitch, you are just as much my enemy as them niggas are. So pull up. I don't give a fuck. I will kick that walker from up underneath your motherfucking ass. Do not put Black women in danger because you trying to protect your motherfucking sons. Look.
Exactly, DZ. We talked about this in Discord. Like, I don't, if you make, questionable decisions in your 20s or something, that's youth. But if you get 40, definitely 50 plus, and you're on the same bullshit, and in addition, you're using your position, as a mom, a grandmother, an aunt, a church, I don't know, usher or something, to propagate this foolishness onto other Black women, then we have the issue. Because, like you said, DZ, she's seen the bullshit. She knows what the deal is.
Yeah, she's not living off her husband's pension. She's living off Zaddy's Social Security. Pull the fuck up. And then you say you're going to bet and vouch for some motherfuckers that owe $1.3 million in turkey legs. Listen, y'all, don't go there. Don't go there. I just had to talk about that real quick because I was so sick and tired of hearing every time a conversation came up about a good Black business, they would cite this fucking place. Like it's just the blueprint for every goddamn thing. And they not paying their bills. Huh. Look like somebody.
I just want to say I just learned about them today, so I didn't even know this existed until now. This is very new for me.
I didn't know who they were either.
I heard it in passing. They had went viral for a little bit, and that's why people know who they are, and they claim the food is good and all that shit there. Honey, we can only see where they're gonna go, to next, because you got to pay that bill. The fucking FBI, any alphabet letter people. I'm talking about FBI, CIA, the DEA, FDIC. None of the motherfuckers play. You ain't gonna be able to talk your way out of this shit. Sorry, not the fuck sorry. So we'll see where that goes, and I'm gonna laugh my ass off at the end. It just is what it is. Now, back to this mammy shit. Fuck the turkey leg hut. Okay. Now, ladies, I'm in my 40s, so I've been around a little minute. And I tell you that these people have been mammying for a long time, and it usually ends terribly. I'm talking about you don't want to do that. That's how high the probability is of you getting fucked up in the game. Well, of course, mammies don't learn anything, and they keep trying and they keep trying and keep telling you know what, just keep going, keep muling, keep looking for it, No. Let's see where some of these motherfuckers ended up dating and or dealing with and marrying some of these rappers from back in the day until now. Now, this list, I'm telling you right now, is missing a couple of people because we be here until fucking Friday. That's early Saturday, late Friday, trying to talk about all these bitches. But we got enough of them here. Y'all can put some in the chat if you want to. Let's start here with Miss MC Light. Now, this woman she's gorgeous. I know that's not a good picture of her, but I'm going to show you another picture of her. She used to make okay music. People liked it. But every now and then she would throw in some of the SJW bullshit, trying to protect, Black men. She got a brother that she loves and all this shit here. She stayed single for a very long time. I don't know whether that was by choice or whatever. But through the words that come out of her mouth, you could tell that she prefers nakers. She does. Today, she's 52 years old. Okay. They made these women back in those days really dumb down their beauty aesthetics. Why? I don't know, but that's what they did. Because this is MC Light as well. Fucking gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Well, in 2016, she was wanting companionship. Mind you, she's from Hollywood or hip hop, New York, all these goddamn places where she had access to some decent non-Black men. But that's too much for them. They want to keep the party moving with Blackistan. They desire that. I don't know why, but they do. So being around all these men, she wasn't able to find one that she wanted per se, or that met her bill. This beautiful ass woman ended up on Match.com. Do y'all hear me? This woman ended up on Match.com. Let that sink in for a second. After being around all these different men that she had access to. But since she wanted a Black man, Match.com it is. So let's go. This is what she came up with. Now, y'all already know this man is Dusty. Y'all already know this. He's a Marine or whatever. And they didn't work out. They got married in 2017 and she ended up filing for divorce. in 2020. But check it out. This is the part. Here's where the dust also comes in. He tried to fight her for her music catalog. Do you hear me? Fortunately, she won. But he came in that motherfucker with nothing but military experience and tried to leave with her whole goddamn life's work. Was it worth it? I don't fucking know. What you got, Aaliyah?
And see, this is MC Light we're talking about. I mean, I grew up on hip hop. This is one of the pioneers of female hip hop music. She said she wanted a roughneck, and so she went to Match.com and married an entrepreneur. See, though, she married an entrepreneur. And see, as soon as I saw that it said that he was an entrepreneur, I knew that that was code word for unemployed. See, they love using vague terms like entrepreneur rather than naming the specific industry or business and what role they have in that. See, and they only just got divorced after only being married 3 years. Yep. And I mean, like you were just saying, it got to the point to where she had to fight to keep the catalog in her divorce. And why was that even on the table is my question. But we all know why, because she married down. So there's always that possibility that she could have lost the rights to her own music, the shit that she worked for, the shit that she brought to the marriage. Meanwhile, he was just simply an entrepreneur. See, that's why she was trying to keep their divorce from turning nasty, because every time it gets ugly, that's when they get vengeful and shit. And I think that that's probably the only reason why she was able to walk away with it, because they weren't fighting publicly. But what I do need to say is we have to stop doing this just to have the privilege of saying that you're representing Black love or that your Black couple goals or whatever, because it's getting ridiculous at this point that they keep putting themselves in these positions just to say they have a Black man. And obviously it's not working. It's not paying off for you in any kind of way. Stop doing it.
Aaliyah, I think you meant he's an entrepreneur. That's
that too.
I can't, y'all. Snapple.
I didn't even know she liked men. I thought she liked women's. I mean, I don't really know her like that, you know. I mean, I remember she was hosting the Dusty EBT Awards every now and then. But, you know, I'm not surprised. This is ridiculous, though. I mean, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, and then he had the audacity to try to buy her catalog. Like, it's the audacity for me. Like, what made him think? Like, oh my God, I know what made him think. I'm glad she fought and won, but child, y'all really want to go through this? This is what y'all got to go through? Like, just avoid it.
Exactly.
Avoid it.
I don't know why Black women try to marry down. And you know what, to be honest with you, to have a decent life with Black women, if they want to be with Black men, they have to marry down because the niggas are down. They just down. The ones that are up are not checking for you until they on their way falling back down. It just is what it is. Listen, it's on you, Shane.
Peace and blessings, sister.
Oh Lord, she done brought the whole Tetris back.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna make an eye twitch tonight.
You're so silly.
But I'm just looking at this and it's just such a shame. Perfect example of how you're better off by your damn self than to be with one of these motherfuckers. Because I don't even know, does she even have any children at all?
No, not that I'm aware of. I didn't see any children on her, bio.
So, yeah, so she basically, until she met this nigga, all her money, everything she had was all hers. So I'm sure even though she hasn't been making music, I know that she's been in the industry doing other things too. And I'm sure she still gets royalties from her music. This woman has built a very comfortable life for herself and almost risked it all to be with this dusty, worn down, Uncle Ben looking motherfucker. So I'm just glad she got out of it, didn't lose too much. And I prayed that maybe this was her wake up call to, to learn from this experience. And I just pray she's learned from it, because I mean, she's 52 years old. Now, if she fuck around and make the same bad choice again, that's all on her.
Yeah, I honestly think it was all on her to begin with, to be honest with you, because when have these niggas ever had a reputation for being family oriented, good fathers, good partners, providers, protectors. They've never had it. And I don't know why people keep trying to, force the issue. It's not going to happen. Oh boy. Now, when we first got started, I was looking at the comments and somebody said Moni Love with a question mark. Yes, Moni Love. For those of you that don't know who Moni Love is, she's a rapper from, Britain. And she did good here in the United States. You can't tell that that's a mammy. Look at that goddamn silly ass, dusty ass fucking African medallion on her fucking neck. I mean, but let's keep going. She even dressed like a fucking soldier because she was a fucking mule. By the way, her ass ended up in several abusive relationships. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that, number one, she's beautiful. This is her as well. I don't know why they make these people dumb down their looks just to, be in hip hop or whatever. But let's keep going. This is who she ended up with. This is her third fucking husband. She has 4 children. Now let's get this part straight. Moni Love is a rap legend for all intents and purposes. This nigga got with her because he wanted to become a rap legend as well. He cheated on her with 8 bitches. Let's look at the goddamn comments. 8 fucking women, and she knew about the shit. Did y'all hear me? Is this thing on? He fucked 8 bitches behind this rap legend's back. So when she found out, ladies, he said that was some personal shit. You should have still helped me with my rap career. Okay? You should have still helped me with my music career. Even after he put her life in jeopardy, she didn't learn anything from the first 2 goddamn marriages, which were abusive physically and mentally, by the way. But here we are. Now, ladies, I know what mammies want. They want a so-called good black man, and they want to be able to have a family. These people that we're mentioning now are so-called the cream of the crop. Not educationally. We're just talking about career-wise right now. If Moni Love and MC Lyte are catching hell from Dusties, Keisha, you're not going to fare better with a Dusty. I don't give a fuck how long it takes. Salt and Pepper was married 20 fucking years and the shit didn't work out. Of course, her Dusty was controlling and she had to make herself small in order to make she was breathing life into him. If you want to keep forcing the issue, you can. Do your thing. We reserve the right, though, to go ahead and clown your stupid ass for doing so. Snapple.
I just wanted to comment on the glow up real quick. I mean, these girls have some glow ups. I mean, they look amazing, from past to present. But, it's the desperation for me. Like, you're going to get with a nobody in the first place and then accept all the cheating and shit. It's like, just be by yourself. And it's like, that's not my motto per se. I say date out, but some of them just feel like they can't. So it's like, is it that bad to be alone? Do you hate yourself that much? You can't just be alone with yourself that you would rather look at him. Ew, like it's disgusting. It's
like stir-fried shit.
Yeah, and then that's just awful, like the diseases and everything that you're exposing yourself. So I will never understand how these women are okay with sharing these cicadas. Like it's just you are playing Russian roulette with your life and all that to say what?
I can't. Go ahead, Ebony.
Oh, I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
Jill Scott, anybody?
Sure.
Mary J, anybody?
Star Jones,
anybody? I mean, really.
There's no black love. There's no black love. If you weren't aware, there is not black love. You're a placeholder.
Definitely.
I saw what a mess their marriage was when they were on marriage boot camp. And that was when you really got a front row seat to all the bullshit that they were going through. And he actually resented her, like you were just saying, for not helping him out more with his failing career, as if it were her responsibility to do that for him. And hell, I mean, it sounded like that's why he even bothered to marry her in the first place, based on what he thought that she could do for him. After all, that's what it is all about for them. It has to be something in it for them. They have to be able to find a way to use you and your clout and your good name to benefit them. And if that wasn't enough, he cheated on her with 8 different women and actually had the balls to come out and say that the society that he comes from doesn't view cheating as a serious offense. So I guess he thought that meant that he had a hall pass to keep right on doing it. Of course, he's like African or something like that. He's either African or Caribbean, Jamaican or something. But I know he's definitely not American. So this is one of y'all diaspora kings, and he has come out and admitted that the society that he's from, cheating is not a serious offense to y'all, apparently. So that's why he thought that he could marry this woman and then keep on fucking around with 8 different women on her. You know, and that's why I say the arrogance, the nerve. Like, what the fuck do you get off to bring the least to the marriage? You haven't achieved a motherfucking thing. Your career is failing. You're looking to me to help you out. And then on top of that, you cheating on me. In what world? See, but we have made it to where they think that they can do shit like this, and they had a balls to drag you on national television and embarrass the fuck out of you in front of the world.
Divested African, are you Dusty?
Oh my God! Hello, hi.
Can
you hear me? Oh my God!
Wow. Are you okay?
Yes. No, I'm just so shocked because I like literally just discovered you, and I just was like listening to you for the past few days, and I just kind of came on, and I just put myself on there. So I'm just shocked because I literally just finished work and I work from home. So wow. Sorry. Hi there. I'm African. Sorry, I'm I'm just excited. I'm not Dusty. Absolutely not. No way. Absolutely not. I'm not very familiar with a lot of pop culture. I'm from
okay.
Canada.
I was just getting ready to ask you what you got on the topic, boo. You don't
Sorry,
know them.
I'm not very familiar with that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, I'm gonna throw you on mute real quick, and we're gonna go to
Okay,
our
yeah, no, definitely.
All righty. Let's see. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I mean, I have two things. One, aren't you a little surprised that it was only 8?
No, I'm not surprised at anything they have going on. The only thing I'm surprised about is that she doesn't have the HIV, the package. And shit, I can't vouch for that shit either, to be honest with you. I don't know what she got as far as her blood work go. But 8 fucking women? Man, I heard a therapist say one time on a show I was watching, and he talked about black males saying that the reason that they cheat so fucking much is because that's the only way that they can shift power in their relationships. They don't have the money and any of that other shit that other men have in their relationships. So in order to pull back control, they'll start cheating on you, especially if you get something like a promotion, you get a diploma, you get something. And whenever that happens with you, in order to let you know that you still ain't worth the fuck because I can fuck this bitch down the street, keep fucking with me and I'm going to show you who is in control of this relationship. And I thought that was pretty motherfucking amazing. That was a white guy that said that shit.
Well, that's kind of stupid. I mean, I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. I mean, first off, I also haven't spoken because I'm not a big pop culture person. And all the ladies so far, I don't know any of these women. So I'm like, oh, this is just unfortunate. But like, okay, so I just like, I don't know, that whole cheating to assert dominance is like the dumbest thing, because it's like, what if the woman decided?
It works with black women though, because what do they do when they find out this nigga's cheating? They want to kill the other girl. They don't want to say, get this nigga out of my life because he's not worth the fuck. They want to find out who the side bitch is and then have a showdown with her. So it works because that's manipulative as fuck. And these mammies, they engage in that shit all the time. That woman never told you she was gonna be faithful to you. He did. So he's the one that fucked up right there.
Yes. My thing is they want to lay around and do all this fucking around on you, and you're supposed to forgive this over and over, no matter how many times they do it. But if you fuck around and fuck with somebody one time on them, that's it. You're cut off. Bitch, they don't do. I want a divorce. I want the house. I want the kids. I want the dog. I want everything. I know y'all heard that song. Bitch, I want it all. Yeah. You cannot cheat on them. They will not allow you to lay around and fuck around on them like that. They are not going to, but they expect you to, though. That's the killer part about it. If you fuck around once, that's it. That's your ass. You done. You're out.
But that's because you have everything else already. I'm sorry, DZ.
No, I just don't know why they stay. Are y'all familiar with that very recent story of that white lady cop who let 6 of her co-workers run a train on her, and her husband said, "I'm going to stick by her side"?
Oh,
Did
I
y'all see
saw
that
that.
shit?
I saw that, and I'm sitting up thinking to myself, now, if that had been a black woman, could you imagine the videos? And that shit would be on the news every hour on the hour with her picture posted right there saying, look, she was fucking over 6 different men and co-workers at the same fucking time. I said, wow.
Well, I think that here's the thing. If he decides that he wants a divorce, that's the least of your troubles. Because what I've seen, you mess around with them, or even if they think you're messing around with them, they're ready to kill your ass.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
They're ready
yeah.
to blow you away and feel justified about it. The best thing to do is don't engage them at all, ever.
Can you say that again, Ebony? Because this relationship shit, that shouldn't even be happening. It shouldn't. Not with the black femicide rate. It should not be happening.
No, it shouldn't be happening. But this whole thing about people think the black femicide rate is going up or over time. No, black women have always been getting killed, and it's over shit like this.
Yep.
Okay, and the thing is, it's like, yeah, he can do whatever to you. In the early 90s, what did they say? What was her name? Brandy Norwood. I want to be down with you. Yeah, niggas are down. Okay. And here's the thing. If he thinks you've been stepping out on him, he's ready to blow you away.
Ladies, check it out. This one is not as well known. It just depends on what part of the country you lived in. This is Raw Digger. I've always thought she was a gorgeous woman. I thought she was beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful black women out there, and I know it gets redundant when I say black women are beautiful. They are very beautiful. She just is, she's gorgeous to me. She comes from the Flip Mode Squad, which is Busta Rhymes' little area. Okay. She was hot for a little bit. Career kind of fell off after a while. But here's the deal. She had access to something way better than an acre the whole fucking time. But of course, she wants black men, just like the majority of black women do. Okay. This is a picture of her as well. They're gorgeous, gorgeous women. Look at what she did, y'all. There you go. I can't. I can't.
Is he doing that thing where he's trying to be arrogant?
Say that again.
I think he got that back.
He is an extreme pothead. He comes from this group called the Outsiders, and of course, he turned her into a baby mama. Welcome to the baby mama club. She has a fucking daughter that is an adult now. But she didn't have to have that happen to her. She's still having to perform to this day to make sure that she has a little bit of money in her pocket. And she has to wait for the so-called Flip Mode Squad to want to do a special performance because nobody knows who she is. She tried her hand at acting. She had a very small amount of very minuscule parts. But she put her future in the hands of this motherfucker to your left. And I can't believe it. I don't know why black women's self-esteem is so low. It's probably because you listening to what these niggas got to say about you because they don't like you. They're going to tell you how ugly you are, fat you are, how your weave looks terrible. You worth $5, your coochie stink. This is the shit they telling you. And you believe in it, but you're still dogging after them. I can't make this shit up.
Raw Digger, the first lady of Flip Mode. And
right.
See, that I know her well, and Raw Digger had potential. That was the thing. But this woman was with Busta Rhymes and the Flip Mode Squad for over a decade and never even dropped a second album. I remember an interview she did where she felt the need to defend black women wearing weaves that was so cringe-worthy that I got secondhand embarrassment. And the black man she was speaking to was just as stupid as the rest of them are. And I said to myself then, imagine being a legendary MC and even having to have this conversation with someone as dumb as the man that she was talking to. And that interview, I think, is still on YouTube somewhere. Also, another issue that it was with Rod Digger, is that she is somebody else that they wanted to oversaturate her brand with hypersexuality. See, these black men claim they hate hoes. But black men love hoes, even if you aren't one, just so they can have the privilege of calling you one. But that's what they wanted her brand to be. And she would not allow them to do that to her. And see, they wanted her to sell sex just like Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown and all the rest of them. And she wasn't having that shit. And see, this is something we've also talked about on this channel too, the promotion of the hoe and slut culture. And see, when I first brought it up, they accused me of slut shaming, as they do with everything else when you tell the truth about anything. But Rod Digger and Moni Love both straight up said that it was selling sex that fucked up the female MCs. They fucked it up for them. That all the work that they had done because they wanted to be respected, and not just for doing whole shit, but because we are in an ass-hurt society now. You are incapable of telling the truth about anything anymore without everybody crying and whining about everything. And see, this is why you can't fuck.
These men wanted them down. These men wanted them to be seen as nothing other than, because I know a little bit about the recording industry. And if your face is black, okay, they're going to send your ass over to the R&B section where who's in control of the A&R? The Negroes. So who does the gatekeeping? The Negroes. So all these talented women fell off the face of the earth, and the Negroes did not care.
See, this is why I don't buy when they say, well, they don't have any control, creative control over anything. It's the white record producers and executives and everything. And they have to blame everything on the white people. And I'm like, you cannot use that as an argument when these men have their own record labels with their own artists and putting out the kind of music that they want to put out. They have their own producers. They are doing this shit. That was his thing. She was his artist on his record label. And that's why I say you cannot keep blaming this on them. They are just as responsible for the humiliation and degradation of the black woman's image, because when they had their chance to promote you the right way, they never did. And my add, Rod Digger is also of a darker skin tone. Let's not go there, because we all know the phenotype they wanted to replace her with too. That's another thing that definitely didn't work out in her favor.
And you got to understand the rise of the Miley Cyruses and all these little white girls.
Oh, honey, that is the black men brought them out there.
Yes, Britney,
Okay.
all those people. Somebody wanted to take a song of mine that you can never have to say no. Here's the thing: it's like they decided to promote these women. I'm not trying to take anything away from these women, but these black men decided to promote them. All of those hip hoppy songs that these white girls were belting out, Iggy Azalea, all of them, they took that and basically made those women.
Check it out, though. Check it out. Let me say this real quick. Everything that niggas do, ladies, you should not be concerned with it whatsoever. Let them promote who they want to promote. Let them fuck who they want to fuck. You should be gone, because you got your answer. They said they don't like you. You're only a placeholder, and you're only good for what you can give them. Boom, you got your answer. What's your next move? You need to get the fuck away from them. Let them do what they do. Okay? I hate to see women get on this goddamn YouTube streets and be upset every time somebody's mushroom tip start hitting a white pussy. That ain't none of your business. What the fuck you jealous for? Let the shit go. Move the fuck on. What are you tripping on? Let it go.
Yes, thank you for saying that, because I've been seeing some stuff lately and I'm like, oh my God, y'all are pathetic, girl. Be glad when I see that shit. I'm like, thank goodness. Yes, go over there. Go get them.
I already know what you're talking about.
Alone. Yes.
Hi. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Sorry, I'm the divested African, the one that kind of was super shocked from Canada. Sorry, just wanted to just mention one thing with regards to that. a few months ago, or actually like about a year or so ago, I went to my sister and I was seeing all of these negative things about, dark skinned African women. And that's who I am. Like, I'm East African, but I am dark skinned. And I've always heard oh, this girl is getting married and she's so beautiful and light skinned. And you grow up with that until we started fighting back against all of that nonsense. And now they've like completely changed their tunes. Um, And I went up to my one sister and I was like, are we actually just ugly? Like, is that why they? And she was like, no, you're not. Like, we're not. Everyone is trying to copy us and so on. And it's so sad that I actually had to go to that point. But just understand, like, the African girls, not all of them, obviously, but quite a few of us have been like really fighting back to the point where I've been in Africa like last year and none of the girls are bleaching their skin. We've literally like turned on all of the aunties and the mammies and everything. Like, we have different terms, and they've backed off and they're like, okay, yeah. My mom literally in Africa, when we were there last year, she was talking to my auntie like in the car and she goes, oh, apparently it's no longer fashionable to be light skin and bleaching your skin. And we're like, yeah, it isn't. Sorry, I don't know if this is appropriate, or I don't know, sorry. I can normally fight back better, but I'm just so shocked to be here. Like, I really love your channel. Thanks.
That's what's up. Hit your mute button, boo. Hit it. Thanks for sharing. Let's scroll down the road. Y'all, look at this bitch's face. Look at her. Let's go back up, because this is what happens when you fuck with niggas. Here she is. And then afterwards, here she is. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen those faces of meth goddamn mug shots where people, they come in, they first mug shot, they look like a normal human being. Then after being on meth for so long, they teeth gone, they eyes crooked, they skin fucked up. This is what the nigga does to black women. Her, excuse me, hold on one second. Her fucking face looks terrible. Her lips are turning crispy black because she's smoking all this pot with these motherfuckers. Her nails are dirty. She doesn't know what she looks like. I'm sure she doesn't, because she has a huge smile on her face. And it's like, girl, who are you? I remember a beautiful fucking black woman, but this is what black women let these niggas do. That black love is nothing but struggle and stress. It's toxic, and it shows in your skin after a while. All that acne, all your eczema fucking flaring up. Now you're trying to figure out how to raise this baby on your own, and so on and so forth. Now, who was saying something?
It's Neff. I'm sorry. I was just super confused by the pictures, because like, so the very first one of this woman was her alone. Yes, not with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was her, I guess, like, she had her glow up. She got with this guy, and then now this is what she currently looks like.
Yes, that's what being in these relationships with these niggas will do to you, because you're not being sustained. You aren't being appreciated. God knows you're not being provided for or protected. You are the one that's out here protecting. You are the one that's providing, Miss Breadwinner, with your silly ass. I wish I fucking would. I wish I would. No, not that I'm aware of. He just was a fucking dusty ass bum that turned her into a baby mama.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Hot
shit. She looks so washed up, tired, worn through. Like, I mean, is she holding on to her glory days? Because what is this hair and this ring on her finger and this hat, like this eyeshadow? Like, is she?
She looks tired. She looks like any day now, if she closed her eyes, her ass ain't gonna open them again.
Yeah, she does. Like, that's ridiculous. And you're right. This is definitely another cautionary tale. Look how beautiful she was. In that first picture, I thought that was Ashanti. I thought you was finna drag Ashanti. The very first picture of her.
Her monkey ass need to be dragged too, but she ain't on here.
Oh God.
She looked hit right here. Like, this is crazy.
Here
that
we
made
go.
Me shiver.
About to make some people mad around here. Let me start out with this. What happened to her was fucked up. It shouldn't have happened to her. Okay. This is Michelle A. If y'all are aware of her We TV movie, she went through a lot. Okay, she used to sing hooks for NWA and the people over there on the West Coast. That was her thing. Well, she ended up getting with Dr. Dre while they were on the come up. Y'all already know what a Dr. Dre is. Dr. Dre does not like black women, period. He beats the fuck out of black women, and this woman here is no exception. Okay? But here's the thing about Michelle A. She didn't learn shit because right after that, she got with Suge Knight. Look at how beautiful this girl, look how gorgeous she is. Now, how is this even possible? What are you looking for? Not only did you go back to another black man, but you went to another black man in the same industry, in the same goddamn production company. What are you think? She has children by both of them. They're both adults now, whatever. But how is this even possible? Is this the shit y'all on? You just gonna keep trying and see what works out, and hopefully you don't make it to a grave? Y'all, Dr. Dre beat the fuck out of this woman. And of course, you know, he married an actual other. You're not wanted there. That's my point. And the fact that you're there, it's making them hate you even more. Okay? The fact that you're willing to take on somebody so fucking pathetic, it makes them hate you even more. Mammies, do you know that? Are you aware of that? This is why your domestic violence rate is 3 times as high, because your men hate you 3 times as much as other races of women. They do.
And see,
But DZ,
go ahead,
go
Joe.
ahead.
Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Now, see, if you saw Surviving Compton, I think that Michelle A is very underrated and underappreciated as a black woman and as an artist. And see, remember how treasonous these men are. I keep saying it. They never disappoint. So they had absolutely no problem with cutting her straight out of Compton. They cut her out of that film completely, which is why she had to come back and do her own film telling her side of the story from her perspective. Although she was an intricate part of their story, they didn't even bother to include her in that. And of course, a part of that was because they wanted to bury that Dr. Dre beat the living shit out of her for as long as he did. And then Suge Knight scammed her and tried to frame her to send her to prison and every damn thing else. He falsified marriage documents and they weren't even legally married and all kind of shit. And this was after she held him down after he went to prison. I mean, it was just, that whole story was just so messy and convoluted and took so many twists and turns. And it's like, damn, but she was one of those women that suffer from Stockholm syndrome. She even said it herself. She had been abused for so long. She didn't think a man loved her unless he was beating on her. And see, this is what being ride or die gets you. When it's time to ride or die, you will be riding and dying alone. And see,
thank you. And the thing is,
Mhm.
what I don't understand though is like, okay, they have nothing for you but pain, right? Okay. They will never give you anything voluntarily other than an STI. Okay. So I don't understand the message not coming through to black women to save yourself. So what's blocking the message? I mean, you bring receipts twice a week.
Dick,
What
shit
is
log,
blocking?
shit log, and validation. That's really all it is. They want dick and validation from these niggas, and they will do anything for it. That includes throw you up under the bus. That's telling motherfucker they'll dox you, right? They'll go ahead and make up shit about you. They'll help niggas hide your body. That's how important that shit log, right? And that validation is. It just, I hate that, but it's the truth.
I remember her. Sorry, Aaliyah.
No, go ahead.
I remember her from the R&B Divas, I think, show, one of them shows, because I didn't, and she a little before my time, but I remember her being on the show and talking about the abuse she endured and just how mentally like unstable she was, and she was very much like the S word, and honestly, that's why I purposely didn't watch her movie or whatever it was. I never saw Surviving Compton either, but I just didn't want to see it because I saw the effect that it had on her. And her mental health was so fragile. And honestly, like, there's so many other Black women who aren't able to tell their stories because they don't have a platform. But it's so common when you get so ran through and abused by the Kangs and the community the way that they do Black women. And it's just fucked up. I feel bad for her, and I really hope, I really believe in her case, like, just removing herself from the community would be so beneficial to her mental health. Like, she would see such an improvement, but I don't know if she ever will, because she like at that age where they be stuck in their ways. But I really think just full removing, just completely just cutting everybody off and getting away from that shit. But I think she was on one of them seasons of Marriage Boot Camp recently with another cicada that was of the Rainbow Coalition. So,
well, see, here's the thing. Okay, all of these people on the screen are in my age group, okay? You have to understand, Michelle A. is a tiny little woman.
She is.
She is a wispy, tiny little woman. Okay? And look at these two fools on either side of her.
Hell, his head bigger than her whole goddamn body. Dr. Dre, big boulder ass head. I mean, she's only like 5'3".
Yeah, she's a small boned little lady, and I cannot imagine anyone hitting her.
And look how disgusting he is, talking about Beats by Dre. How you gonna name your product Beats by Dre? It's like they be playing in y'all faces. They be just telling y'all and profiting off of the pain and the abuse.
Let me address the lipstick alley / gossip / clubhouse ass bitches. Now they will say, well, at least she got her bag, right? That's goofy as fuck to begin with because she took ass whoopings. But hey, let's just say that you're saying at least she got her bag. The problem is, bitch, she didn't. She suffered financially for a long time. Okay, that's why she signed up for these stupid ass reality shows, because the rent was due, boo. That part.
And you just took the words right out of my mouth, because that's what I was trying to say. Because see, this woman, and that's what pisses me off, because this woman should have been one of the princesses of West Coast hip hop music. She sung their hooks. Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Run the Streets. She sung the hook. Nate Dogg. She sung the hook on a lot of them West Coast records, and she has absolutely nothing to show for it now. So that's why I said this is what all this ride or dying and all them ass whoopings y'all taking. This is what that gets you. Soon as they make it, they say fuck you and go get a woman that don't look shit like you. And that's the part that really irritates me. I don't give a fuck that you went and found the woman of another color. It's all the shit you had to take the Black woman through first is what kills me.
Aaliyah, she wrote those hooks too.
She did.
She didn't get any credit, but she got no writing credit, but she wrote those hooks and she sang them.
And she has nothing to show for it. Nothing.
So I can't. D is for Dusty. Are you Dusty? D is for Dusty. You on? 3, 2. All right. D is for Dusty. I'm gonna take you out of the back, okay? Because you're taking up a spot and somebody might have something to say. All right. So I don't know if you Dusty, but yeah, you're gonna have to go. Hold up, y'all. Let me move this down. Excuse me, y'all. I know I'm taking forever to get this done, but here we go. Let's go on down a little bit. Y'all not ready? You're not ready. This a fool right here. This right here is a 4-letter fool right here. Little Kim, Lil Kim, Kimberly, whatever the fuck you want to call her. This is a tragic tale of loving the shit out of Black men, and one in particular. Okay, his name happened to be Biggie Smalls, a big fat funky motherfucker with a jowl. I'm talking about the bottom half of his head look like a bowling ball, an inverted fucking bowling ball. He looks like he smells like musk and collard greens that's been on the stove for 3 days and nobody bothered to refrigerate them. He's cockeyed like a motherfucker. He looks terrible. Do you understand that he like his booty ate and all that shit, and motherfuckers was willing to do it? Faith Evans, shout out to Faith Evans, Miss Booty Eating Bitch. Y'all, this is a tragic tale. Little Kim was part of the bad boy clique. Y'all know that shit. Y'all know that she used to look like this. Y'all don't understand. If you saw her this day and then you saw her what she looks like now, tomorrow you'll walk right past her and say, where was Lil Kim? I didn't see no Lil Kim. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. That wasn't her. But let's go on down. Look at this shit. So Biggie Smalls, aka Notorious B.I.G., he has a thing for lighter women. Just is what it is. That's the black community. That's Blackistan. That's where all these colorism platforms and shit come from, because they're still upset that motherfucking black men still want to do the colorism thing. Leave the black community. That'll be a thing of the past for you, period. So, but there's still a lot of black women there. And because he was literally the love of her life. She loved him to death. Okay. But because she wasn't his preference, she started tearing her fucking face and body the fuck up. Real shit. I'm talking about looking at her on the left versus on the right. Something happened. She literally suffered a mental breakdown trying to be the preference of these niggas. Do you understand me? Now, after all of that, she still had a baby by a nigga. For you young bees in here, they talk about Notorious B.I.G. so much, I figure you know the nigga's dead. He died in 96, if I'm not mistaken. He got shot the way niggas die. But this right here is an issue that's going on in her head. It's almost like her brain has maggots, because if you're willing to chop yourself up like this, you have lost your fucking mind just because of the preference of your preference. If they don't love you, if they don't like your aesthetic, you have to move on. Not saying that you have to go to some place that you're not attracted to the people, but you at least need to be attracted to your goddamn self, where you don't do this shit to y'all. Listen, look, this is her too. This is crazy. This is insane. Her face is so cut the fuck up, it looks like a toy. She looks like she's part of the Guardians of the goddamn Galaxy, y'all. This is nuts. You can't be in love with black males this much to where you will do this shit to yourself. She was a cute brown-skinned girl. She was cute to me. You know, beauty is an eye of the beholder or whatever, but I didn't think she looked bad. I really didn't. But the validation and the shit log is going to take charge. And this is what's going to end up happening. Oh, y'all got this.
I mean, and see, look, Kim was another one. They kept calling her manly and masculine and ugly and saying she looked like a man, and she fed into it like a lot of them do. But see, I think what started out for her is she was in abusive relationships too, and she kept getting her nose broken. And I think that's what started her addiction to plastic surgery when she initially started out trying to fix that. And so it just progressed. And now this is what you see, a woman who is unrecognizable. You don't even know what the hell this is. And her body is bad too. She has totally botched herself completely. And it's ridiculous. It's sad because she's another hip hop legend that had to struggle. And do you think that any of those male rap artists, hip hop artists stepped in to help her, including P. Diddy? He's supposed to be her brother. She worships the ground that nigga walks on. I didn't hear him step in, because if that was the case, why did she file bankruptcy? Why was she filing for Chapter 13? Because she was trying to stop the foreclosure on her house in New Jersey. So my thing is, this woman made all this money, was a Grammy winner, and every damn thing else. She shouldn't have needed to want for anything in this industry. And yet her net worth is nowhere near where some of the newer women are. And she's one of the legends, the original, that paved the way for the city girls to talk their shit, for Meg Thee Stallion to talk her shit, and for Lotto to talk her shit, and all these other girls to talk their shit. Cardi B can talk her shit now, because this woman walked so they could run. But she got to sell her shit because she ain't got what they got.
And don't forget, she also paved the way for Nicki Minaj to do her shit too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, Nicki Minaj likes to pretend like she doesn't know who Lil' Kim is, but no, like you said, Lil' Kim walked so they could run. But think about it. Lil' Kim has literally destroyed her looks to be the preference of a ghost. Doesn't she low-key look like she's morphed into Faith?
That's what she was trying to do, because Faith was the preference, and she was trying to. I don't know why black women still engaging in this shit and telling them that they being colorist. That's not going to help. Don't you know black men know that they're colorist? You're not telling them anything. They already know that shit. She morphed into what she thought he wanted, and this is sad. This is sad. You don't recognize yourself. I would be mortified if I looked in the mirror and did not recognize me.
And the thing is, she has a daughter. She has a black daughter. So I feel sorry for the baby girl. And speaking of P.E.E. Diddy.
You finna jump in front of yourself. Here we go. We was getting there. We was getting there.
I just wanted to say, like, 2 quarters disrespected her daughter. And where was P. Diddy? No, none of those so-called pioneers of hip hop, none of the men in the industry stood up for her and checked 2 quarters about talking about her daughter's lazy eye like that. And shout out to Aaliyah. I just want to give Aaliyah her flowers, because I remember that live. Aaliyah dragged the fuck out of 2 quarters for talking about her daughter like that.
I was just about to say, anytime, I meant it. Anytime 50, anytime 2 quarters, I meant it. Oh, I can't stand that motherfucker. He is a big ass Twitter troll. I cannot stand him. But Kyra mentioned Nicki. I got a lot more to say about her later, but for now, we can go and talk about Young Miami's ass. Go ahead.
Listen, y'all. When I tell you Mammies are nuts, they're nuts. I'm not saying it because the shit is funny. I'm not saying because it's cute. I'm saying it because it's true. Okay? Ironically, when I was looking at my list or whatever, Little Kim was up there. And then we got Young Miami right up under her. And it's like, wow, what a coincidence, because they both are associated with P. Diddy. But whatever. You mean to tell me that your self-esteem is so low that this is what you on social media saying? You letting these niggas piss on you. Are y'all out of your fucking mind? You on here. Do you understand how degrading that shit is? Anybody willing to stand over you and piss on you, that's a goddamn monster. And you saying it's turning you the fuck on. No, it's not. It's turning you on, that he's turned on, that he's happy, that you breathe life into him, that he's doing some shit that he likes to do. That's what's turning you on. Darling, let me tell you something. If y'all are this sick over these niggas, all I can do is send you good vibes. Just stay your ass away from me. You said that shit with a straight fucking face that look, I like being peed on. I like it. All right, Snapple.
She's just really attention whoring right now for me. And it's like, okay, so you turning yourself into the human toilet means what to anybody? Who gives a fuck outside of the people in your bedroom? Why does she feel the need to share that? We don't give a damn. You like it. I don't give a shit if he took a shit on you. That's how dumb you are.
See, this is disgusting. And we were talking about this in the Discord earlier. I mean, again, showing the low self-esteem is so far below this. Her self-esteem is so low that she has to say something outrageous just to get some attention. And I said in the Discord, she's fucking completely ruined whatever future opportunities she may have had. Mm-hmm. First of all, it's already difficult for you to make it in the entertainment business, regardless whether it's music, acting, or anything else, being a Black woman. Okay, you've had the opportunity to get into that. Then you pigeonhole yourself into this, just basically this sexual stereotype. So now you're a Black Jezebel. So that's going to make it even more difficult for people to take you seriously and give you some real opportunities. Now you're putting yourself out there like a human toilet. Your career is fucked. You won't, once your fame with this whole rap stuff goes, it fades away, which is going to be pretty soon. what the fuck else are you going to be able to do? I mean, she won't be able to transition into acting or any other serious type of career or anything. You're just going to be washed up and run down, and people are just going to be laughing their asses off you. Oh, there's that nasty black bitch that likes to get pissed on. Ha, ha, ha. Nobody's going to take you seriously because you want to be attention whoring for the gaze of these cicadas, and it's sad and pathetic.
And I'm so glad you said that, Shannon, because this is why I can't fuck with too many mammy-ass black women, because they always end up embarrassing the collective. Because I find it strange that they have such an aversion to the angry black woman stereotype or the bitter black woman stereotype, but they have absolutely no problem embracing the hypersexual harlot Jezebel stereotype, and they try to cloak that shit under the guise of female empowerment, but that shit is equally as destructive to the black woman's image. So she put this shit out here that you want to be peed on and shit on. If we don't get shit on and pissed on by these niggas enough, keep some shit to yourself sometimes. I can't stand that shit.
But you know, she's just trying to compete, because you know his old geriatric ass just had a baby. He out here with all these other women. So she is, and I don't believe she's a attention whore. I believe she's telling the truth. This is what the fuck she be doing and tolerating from his old nasty raggedy ass, let his contaminated ass piss touch her fucking skin. It is disgusting, and she needs to be ashamed of herself. And I cannot stand the city girls, Cardi B, Sukihana, all these dolls, all these little bitches that are out here doing the fucking most. I hate it. I cannot stand it. I don't think it's cute. It's unacceptable. They need to go back in the day where if you want to be freaky, put that shit in your music, fine. These interviews and this social media activity needs to stop. This is ridiculous. Y'all making all of us look bad, and we do not co-sign this fucking bullshit.
Sukihana's just fucking disgusting, man. I can't stand her. She looks like she stinks to me. I'm like, you are one nasty ass bitch. You just vulgar for no fucking reason.
Well, Aaliyah, you were saying that these mammies don't seem to care about the hypersexualized imagery of black women, and because it is destructive. But the thing is, that's what appeals to their nakers. I guarantee you, if nakers started hyping up, the bitter stereotype, for example, more and more of those mammies would be acting bitter to try to appeal to them.
Oh, trust me, they did. But that goes back to what DZ was saying. They always try to conform to fit into the whatever they say that the black man says that he wants or likes. They're gonna try to change themselves into that, because, like you're saying, one while they claimed they wanted gangster bitches, and that's what they were. But then guess what? They turned on them again and came back and said you're too manly, and you're too masculine. So then that's when all this hypersexual shit came about. Because before they start rapping about all this sex, when those women picked up the microphone, they were rapping hardcore just like the men. But they said they were masculine. That goes back to the women who pioneered Southern hip hop music. Don't get me started on the Gangsta Boos, the Mia X, the Lil Chet. That's how you got your Meg the Stallions. Also, they usher in Southern female gangster rap. They don't get half the credit for the shit that they started. But hey, that's how you once again get all these other up north, these other women that came out, because shit, Gangsta Boo said where the dollars at long before the city girls did. But either way, whatever they say they want, the women gonna try to become that. But what they don't seem to understand is it never lasts, because these treasonous ass men are gonna turn around and throw them under the bus every single time they try to change to become whatever it is they say they want. You cannot make them happy. You cannot please these people. I don't know why they keep trying to do it.
Hey, Mrs. Roll, how you doing, boo?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me? I still sound like struggle, I know.
It's okay. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. What you got?
So on this subject, I'm glad you actually did a show on this, because you didn't mention the bitch named Glorilla, I think, who basically said she can't even wipe her ass properly. I do not understand why these young women get up here. These women, there's no denying that they're talented. It's evident. But when I look at Lil' Kim, I look at somebody that is so tragic in her own right. Like, girl, you literally out here chasing this damn ghost, this fat ass ghost. That's because even in death, the nigga probably looked like Magilla Gorilla. Let's be real. you out here trying to appease somebody that ain't even here anymore. And then you have motherfuckers like 50 Cent and them talking about her daughter, like somebody mentioned. Mind you, 50 Cent is the same nigga that got shot 9 times, and I wish the person who shot him had better aim. Then we have to talk about his fat ass, but that's another story for another day. There's also the idea that look, did you also hear that he's suing somebody because he had a failed penis enlargement surgery? But nobody's talking about the fact that flappy ass 50 Cent has a flappy ass failed dick surgery. But they got time to drag all these black women about this stupid shit. Nigga, your dick is as limp as your career and that house you've been trying to sell out in Jersey. Get your fucking life together. I can't stand this shit. Like, I don't understand who these new age hip hop artists are. I don't understand how a woman as beautiful as MC Light is going on fucking Match.com for an 8. I don't understand how a girl as pretty as this girl, Young Miami, I think her name is fucking with somebody that she got to turn over after she changes diaper to suck his dick, as you say. I don't understand how any of these women who are so fucking magnificent in their own right have standards so far in hell that they then bought real estate down there. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You mean to tell me 2/4 dick don't work?
Aaliyah, there's a whole lawsuit that's about to go before a federal judge before a failed penis enlargement surgery. I swear to God, his dick is clapping it. That motherfucker is loose as a boiled spaghetti noodle. He ain't got no dick. He love to talk all that shit about everybody else and then gonna do that half-ass apology to Meg Thee Stallion. Well, now I know better. Sir, just shut the fuck up and get your dick fixed, or make sure the next person that shoot at you has better aim.
That's why he stay so pissed off and going at black women all the time and trolling the fuck out of black women. The nigga was impotent the whole time.
Trying to fuck him is like trying to dance with a rope. Why the fuck would you bother?
Don't get mad at us because your dick don't work, 50. Don't get mad at us. That ain't our fault now.
Look, y'all. We almost had a little mishap. Here's something else, y'all. There's a better way to do this shit, even if you were a mammy, right? Let's go. Who that?
EVE, I love her.
Who that?
I remember how Stevie J put that sex tape out of her. Oh, I know she's ready to fuck him up, but I'm so glad she divested.
Check it out. Oh, we gonna do a little piece of drag on Eve because she's still on the SJW shit, but we'll get there. Even if you were fucked up, you can change it. Fortunately, she didn't come out of this motherfucking shit with children. Okay? Look at this hot ass mess, what her previous life was. This is disgusting. And the person that Mrs. Rogue just mentioned, that's Stevie J to the right of her. He constantly cheated on her. He put out a sex tape of her, embarrassing the fuck out of her, right? There was a whole lot of mental abuse going on there. She saw women dying around her. That's where Love is Blind come from. Huh? You can divest and still keep your blackness, but you put in your womanhood and your life first. Don't let these women tell you that don't nobody else want you. You can't do that. You know, them white boys, you know what they're going to do. They're going to fetishize you. All of them asked to do slave play. 30 years later, I still ain't been asked to do no slave play. What? This was almost a tragedy. This was almost another one of those mishaps like all those women on top of her had. Okay? You can move on. You can go. After she left, she started glowing the fuck up. Would you take a look at this shit and then take a look at this shit? Once she left, it got better, right? Even if she's by herself, it would be better. The stress looks like it's gone away. She looks like she's a lot more happy. She looks nervous right here to me. And he behind her looking like he finna, child, let me shut the fuck up. But yeah, there was almost an issue. But as rough and rapperish and so-called mannish and masculine that Eve was, she was able to get the fuck out. Okay? She has a man that loves her, takes care of her, right? Stay away from these niggas. That's all you got to do. And then vet everybody else. Niggas can't be vetted. They can't. The vet is sitting right there in your face. It's a Tyrone. That's all you need to know. Get your ass away from them because you already know they hate your guts. And you can get the fuck on. Go ahead, Mistress Rowe.
With Eve, I have to say that I really did enjoy her glow up. They just had a little boy. I didn't know she was still mammying though. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with that. But I will say you're absolutely right. The U.S. Army can't vet them. The government can't vet them. The motherfucking UPS can't vet no niggas. So why the fuck are you even bothering with them? The only thing they bring to the table is stress and audacity. And those things are not currency. They broke in every other area. I don't understand why it's so hard for them to relinquish this bullshit. Look, if you're gonna be pro-black, I'm just gonna let you know now that's not gonna work out for you. Being pro-black has never worked out for black women. Be pro you. Be pro getting what the hell away from these folks and living your best life. Eve was out on a yacht in the motherfucking French Riviera like 3 weeks ago, living her best life with her husband and her new baby. Like, sign me up for that kind of life, because ain't no way I'm gonna be out here. And then if you saw her with Stevie J has been ran through more than the goddamn subway platform in New York City, y'all. That nigga got community dick like I don't know what. I'm pretty sure he fucked a few aliens at this point. He been slinging dick so much. He got kids with multiple people. He then fucked off on the current wife he's with. Like, I don't understand what the hell the appeal was, because every man, every woman you showed on this list is beautiful, but every man they've been attached to look like a motherfucking spider monkey. I don't get it.
You Faith Evans was dumb enough to marry Stevie J. But I get why, DZ is saying Eve still lightweight mammying. And I think that comes from the fact that she's one of those women that feels like she has to apologize for the moves that she's made. She's still trying to prove something to the black community. You don't got to prove that you still down. You ain't got to prove to them that you still EVE. You did what was best for you and your life. And you ain't got to still prove that you still that same rapper from Philly. And this is the problem that a lot of us have when it's time to move on. You don't want to leave that old image behind because you don't want people to think you changed. When in reality, you have changed. You are not the same person that you were when you were living that lifestyle. You have nothing to feel guilty about. You have nothing to apologize for. And you damn sure ain't got shit to explain to black folks. I don't know why we feel like we have to do so much of explaining ourselves to the black community. Like, she tried to come back and talk about the conversations that are on race that her and her husband have and shit like that. Who cares? There has never been a white man that I have been with that we discuss race on a constant basis. We don't give a shit. I tell you what, leave that shit at the front door. Our home is Switzerland. Well, I want to hear when you come in here, what are we having for dinner? You cooking, I'm cooking, we buying some, what we doing. After that, you gonna watch a movie, we fucking, what we doing. I don't want to hear that other bullshit. I don't care nothing about that. Leave that shit at the front door.
Amen. But here's the thing. These women leave and they feel like they have to pour something back into the black community. Let me tell you something. As a divested black woman, the only thing I'm pouring in the black community is motherfucking gasoline. And that's right before I throw the match. There's no way in hell I'm pouring. Why do they need to do
feel
it?
like they got to do that? Because when niggas leave y'all, they don't pour nothing into y'all. They pull their pants down and moon your motherfucking ass and be like, peace, bitch. And I'll see you when I get back if I go out here and fuck up. Okay. If I get arrested or the cops pull me over and all that type of shit, get your motherfucking bunions together and come out here and stomp the yard for me. But you sit there until I get done doing this over here with them. If it don't work out, I promise I'll be back. That's how they do y'all.
But that's the thing, though. Like, with me, and everybody knows, everyone knows about my Brad. We have our thing going on. But I don't talk to him about race because I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm like Aaliyah. When I come home, baby, how was your day? Do you want me to pour you a glass of wine? Tell me how things went. Do we need to talk about something? What are we cooking for dinner? Are we fucking afterwards? Are we gonna cuddle? Should we watch a movie? I'm not worried about that shit. What I got with my Brad, I laid all that. When I walk in that house, I'm laying all that shit at the door because those worries will be there tomorrow. I gotta navigate the world anyway, and I know he gonna have my back. Why the fuck does she feel the need to keep talking about shit? This is the same conversation that community has been having for a millennia. It ain't a goddamn thing changed, but the men keep evacuating and leaving your asses behind. Why do you feel the need to take that shit everywhere you go? Leave it at the community like they did. They didn't mind abandoning those issues at the community. They were sticking their dick in everything that didn't look like you. Let it go.
Exactly. Let it go. They don't take care of that shit with them.
Y'all, look at how upset some of the mammies were when they found out that Kanye got married again and the bitch didn't look like you. Yet again, baby, you was taking up for him. And Kim need to let him see his babies. Kim, he finally seen the light. And then, bitch, he married another bitch that looked just like her. Y'all gonna learn. They don't fuck with you.
Do y'all?
The only way Kanye, I was laughing about that too, DZ, when I found out that Kanye got remarried, because I remember the Mammies were literally celebrating him getting divorced from Kim Kardashian, because they kept saying that Kanye's going to come home now and all that stuff. Is that evil Kardashian and their witchcraft and all that nonsense? And he still went ahead and remarried a chick that looks pretty much like she could be another one of the Kardashian sisters.
I can't do it.
Do y'all remember Eve when she was on the talk a few years ago and she actually condemned crackhead looking emaciated Chris Brown at the time because he had yet another abuse allegation? Because I remember, I didn't watch it faithfully, but I remember she actually spoke out against him and she got dragged by Blackistan. So I wonder if that might be why she reverted back to like mammying a little bit. Because
it's the same thing, example, with Rod Digger. She was defending T.I. when he was getting involved in his daughter's hymen business. She defended the shit out of him. Listen, they always trying to keep their black card. Okay, y'all, just say, for instance, you did divest, and when you left, you fucked up. You just failed at divestment. You can't fall back on black folk. So why are you trying to appease them? They're not gonna save a spot for you. If they do, you better be careful, because they already told you can't come back. Only black men are allowed to come back. You can't come back after you go ahead and, divest. So you might want to go ahead and stop trying to appease these people. Don't be defending shit that don't need to be defended. You sitting up there talking about T.I. has the right to see what's going on with his daughter's coochie. Really?
That is disgusting.
You understand what I'm saying?
That is disgusting. And that girl is she's another one who struggles with her mental health as a result of being around a cicada for an extended period of time. Like she has a very fragile mental state and emotional state. And it's like, how dare you defend that? That is indefensible. That is fucking sick and disgusting.
But Snapple. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Kyra.
I was just going to say, but look at the mother Tiny. Why is the mother allowing her great husband to abuse her daughter like that? Because she cares more about catering to and appeasing the T.I. than she does about her children. But last year when DZ said that mammies don't really love their kids, folks got their panties in a snit. But every time we come up here, practically, we see mammies choosing a man over their children. So which is it?
Is Tiny her mom? I thought somebody else was her mama.
Yeah, somebody else was
That's her
mother.
stepmom. That's her stepmother. Because I remember when that whole thing happened, there were like clips on Facebook of her mama going there and talking to him like, you shouldn't have said that, and trying to put him in. But she was being all polite about the shit. It couldn't have been my daughter, because I would have been cussing that nigga out before God and the whole world. This is what I don't understand. Why does anybody want to fall back on the black community? They're the most inconsistent, inconsiderate, inconsolable community there is. They don't have shit to show for anything. All they do is dwell in the past and talk about the same issues and lament and wax poetic about racist and bygone eras that didn't exist while hijacking other people's accomplishments. Why do you want to fall back on them? Why?
I'm going to answer this question. So you want to allow black men to be good fathers? Who is the good father? Are they talking about T.I. being the good father by checking his daughter's hymen? Let me tell you something. And we addressed this back when this shit, back a while back. Here's the thing. If you want to call what he did being a good father, do me a favor, don't be no good father to me, because he opened that girl up to so much bullshit and ridicule. When he put that shit out there, she had to shut down all her goddamn social media accounts because the harassment she was getting from all kind of perverts and people who are seeking women out who for their virginity and everything else. He opened her up to so many sick internet perverts and freaks and every damn thing else when he put that girl personal business out there. Do you not know it's people who hunt virgins down and will actually try to take that girl and sell her virginity? It doesn't matter whether she's willing or not. He opened her up to so much bullshit from these sick ass freaks. That's what you call being a good father, by putting her personal business out there on the internet? Don't do me them type of favors, Dad. Don't do me them kind of favors.
Furthermore, if he was a good fucking father, he would have stayed in the home with her damn mother. But no, he has multiple children by multiple women, you dumb bitch. If you ain't in the house with your damn kids, you can't be a fucking good father. You cannot possibly be an efficient parent when you have children in multiple homes, and I don't even think they're all in the same state. They're definitely not all in the same fucking city. You can't spend that fucking time with them. No good father creates that type of dysfunction and a separation. Get out of here with that bullshit.
That part. And he went to jail for a couple of years. Remember that, y'all? For them damn weapons charges, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember on when they went to, what was that talk show on Facebook with Jada Pinkett? I don't remember the name of that shit. But anyway, they went there and then he was like, yeah, when I went to jail, she held everything down. But I came back, I had to take the reins again. I'm like, sir, you literally weren't there. And your wife had to step up and figure out how to do. That girl said she couldn't even figure out how to pay a goddamn bill without him, y'all.
Yeah, that girl
What
was
the
getting
fuck?
propositioned by all. She was getting propositioned by all kind of weirdos. I said, why would he do that? Why would you say that? Even if that was what you were doing, that's why I say they don't keep shit to themselves. And it's fucking pathetic. Even if that was what he was doing, he had no right to put her business out there like that. No right. It was not his story to tell. She didn't want nobody to know that. And he set her up like that.
I was going to say, like you just said, set up. I honestly believe he did that on purpose. I mean, we already know, right? We think about how many black girls and black women are out here being trafficked by black males, right? It would not surprise me if that was his way of letting people who he wanted to know, hey, look, I kept her ready. She's still good to go. I would not be surprised. I'd be like, oh, yep, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. But that's all I gotta say about that.
KLSB, your mic is not connected, so I didn't want you to think that I was ignoring you, ma'am. Okay, you connected it. I'm gonna throw it on mute just in case you got any background noise. And what's happening?
Okay. Hey everybody. Hey chat, DZ and panel. Nice to have you here for Friday. A couple of things that came up when you guys were talking, and I really like what Mistress Rogue had to say, and some of the other ladies talked about sexualization of the music. And when you divest and get out of that, you have to, for me, I'll say personally, I had to unlearn that I am a human being and I'm not just some sexual thing. So, I go to therapy, I do things. For me, I had to unlearn that. Unfortunately, I was groomed. So the sexualization of Black women, and now I see watching television shows where you see women on reality TV and they talk so much about sex and sex this and sex that. And I'm like, wow, that's really, really a big part of what we are as Black women, except the divestors. So, and then another thing was, going back to the Black community when you have already divested. My late mother did that. And I do believe that that's one reason that caused a lot of her misery before she passed, was she did go back to her family to try to revive the relationship, but her sisters wound up just using her. So it's a no win-win situation. So
I agree 100%. You can't go back to something that didn't want you there in the first place. The Black community didn't want you there. Go back to what? There's nothing there but the same shit that you left beforehand. That's why I don't understand why people go back to exes and that type of shit. You got rid of the motherfucker for a reason, but you going back in there.
Yeah.
Ladies, guess what? Motherfuckers is going home after they admit to fucking y'all up. They're going home, even when it's a homicide at this point, right? Let's go.
Fox News' Randy Wimbley joining us live with more on why Zion's cousin was set free today. Randy.
Hey guys, Jalen Brazier was admitted into a special program, essentially a boot camp program, which opens the door for an early release for those who successful.
Mammies, this is exactly what y'all were asking for. Tell Zaddy Nim thank you. You said that there needs to be programs in place for Black men, whenever they got in trouble, they don't need to be discarded. They need second chances, and people are too harsh on them. Well, they listened. So there's a program, even after you admit to tossing a dead body into the dumpster, right? Or a landfill, you still get to go home. You ought to give yourself a round of applause for this shit, you funky fucking bitch. People are going to suffer for this. Y'all see all the layoffs, right? And anytime the economy goes bad, domestic violence goes up. So you already starting at 3 times the rate. And here comes the recession. Girl, you ain't gonna survive that shit. So if you got a nigga that's in your house punching walls, making threats and that type of shit, once that money go down a little bit, you might not make it up out that house. And there's no guarantee that he's going to pay for it. Here's your program.
Fully completed.
This is absurd. It's unfair. And it's not just.
Sierra Milton is reeling over the release of Jalen Brazier, who's likely the last person to see her daughter alive. Brazier was released from prison Tuesday, 9 months after he was sentenced for lying to investigators about Zion Foster's disappearance.
Why is this man free?
I can tell you why he's free, Mom, because the women that look like you said that the justice system was fucked up and that they shouldn't be holding these men for long. So when somebody fucks up your daughter, they don't take the law off the book, right? You still have to suffer the same consequences. While y'all out there hooping and hollering in front of courthouses acting a fucking fool, these people know you don't know what you asking for. So let's give it to them so they can come back and beg this shit to stop, because that's y'all next move. After enough of y'all get fucked up, your next move is going to be, why ain't nobody being punished for messing with Black women? Okay? And people, they just tired of it. Okay?
What? I can admit to this and still be let free.
Zion went missing after leaving home in East Point to visit Brazier, who's her cousin, in Detroit last January. As friends, family, and police searched for her, Brazier told East Point investigators he did not know where she was or what happened to her. He later admitted to putting her body in a dumpster and claimed she stopped breathing while they were smoking marijuana.
I was on panic mode ever since that happened. Her mom at one point talked to me and I couldn't bring myself, God, your daughter just died. What do I do?
Brazier was sentenced to 23 months to 4 years in prison for lying to police, but ended up spending 9 months behind bars. His early release, the result of a 90-day special alternative incarceration program, which Macomb County Judge Edward Servito approved.
That boggles my mind for the judge to give a more aggressive term because of hearing the case and finding out what Jalen said he did. It could be signed off.
Yes, ma'am. That's what judges do. See, when you stand in front of courthouses and shit, right, and you ask for something and then you get it, then you got to go back to the courthouse and say, don't give me shit. You look a stupid ass fucking fool. You look like a buffoon. You and the rest of these mammies should probably stay up out of this SJW bullshit, because the only people that are going to be hurt by that is you. How is it that the people with the highest victimhood rate asking for leniency? Do you not see yourself? Do you not see yourself? Y'all got anything on this? Because this shit is to be expected.
You know what? This is the shit I can't stand about these stomp the yard, speak life into him religious mammies. Let me tell you bitches something. I'm legit sick of y'all marching and taking your bunions out there, raising your hands, talking about some Black Lives Matter and start some programs. The only programs you should be starting for these motherfuckers is a crematorium. That's where they should end up after you shoot them motherfuckers and be done with them. I'm so tired of these bitches talking about, well, we got to get programs and we got to speak life. You want to speak? Let me tell you my version of speaking life. My version is buying a box of bullets and writing life on them. And anytime your son fuck with me, I'll be putting life into him. I'm so sick of you bitches in this nonsense. How many more people have to die before you dumb hoes realize your males are a lost cause? They're not men, they're males. These XYs are a goddamn defect. I'll be so glad when somebody comes in and they give a harsh ass crime bill. If a nigga breathe too deep, I want that motherfucker locked up. What the fuck is wrong with you bitches?
I don't get it.
Love the bullet idea with the crematorium. I'm loving it. Keep going.
Susie, I remember your story. I vaguely remember her picture. I think you covered this story.
I did.
And, it's just, this shit is pissing me the fuck off, because this is why, people try to make it seem like we're being petty and childish when we go in on these fucking mammies. But look what the fuck they do. Look what they accomplish. Look at the fuck shit that they cause for these fucking criminals and these monsters to be able to take his fucking cousin and throw her in a dumpster. And then he has the audacity to sit in that fucking courtroom crying as he recounts the story. And somebody bought that shit and offered him a program, the coveted program that everybody wants to implement so fucking badly. You fucking mammies. This is why they are going to get dragged by their fucking eyelashes every goddamn chance I can drag those bitches, because this is unacceptable. And they did this shit. Cicadas didn't do this shit. They can't do shit. They can't accomplish anything. But like you've said plenty of times, DZ, Black women can accomplish some shit. We can move and shake some shit. And this is the fuck shit that y'all did. Y'all got it so that these fucking animals can unalive their own fucking family members and throw them in a dumpster and get out after 9 months because they cried in a courtroom because of slavery. Bitch, fuck you.
That's what's up. That's what the fuck. That's exactly what's happening, and it's sad. And I hate that I look like these bitches. I really, really do, because it's almost as if you are offering all Black women up to be sacrificed when you ask for shit like this. I don't know you. Don't vouch for my fucking life. I'm not trying to be a sacrifice so Black men can be comfortable. Are you out of your goddamn mind? I don't give a fuck about their comfort.
Why the fuck does anybody care about their comfort? What have they done to make you comfortable in the past millennia? What the fuck have they built to ensure that you didn't die at 248 times the rate when you go to the hospital? They've done nothing for you. I don't get this one-sided relationship dynamic that these bitches got. And I'm like, Snapple, I'm literally sick of you bitches. I've been sick of Black women in this fuck shit. You bitches get your stupid asses out there. Oh, what about my son? Girl, fuck you, fuck him, and fuck the nigga that made him with you. You out here putting targets on people's back. So much so that I have to have a gun and damn near everything I carry now, because if these little motherfuckers want to pop up, I'm gonna pop back. This is what you've done to us. You have done nothing but create nothing but problems. And I want all you bitches to sit down and shut the fuck up. I can't wait for them to start cutting these motherfucking programs. I can't wait for welfare to go away. I can't wait for you motherfuckers to be living under a bridge like trolls sucking dick. Go ahead, bitches. You did this to yourself. Congratulations.
I ain't going nowhere without my gun. If my gun cannot go, I ain't going. I agree.
Exactly. And I concur with everything Mistress Rogue and Snapple have said about this. I am disgusted about what these mammies have signed us up for as Black women and what they signed up greater society. Your thuns are literally destroying every major city now. You can't go anywhere. They're tearing up New York. They're tearing up Philadelphia. They're tearing up Baltimore, Chicago, so on and so forth. And this is what you've signed everyone up for. And you're content to just let everything burn to hell just to protect your precious little thun? Hell no. I'm sick of you. And I have no more sympathy. So when your programs get cut off, don't come over here.
Check it out, y'all. After everything that we talked about tonight, there's still mammies that wonder why you feel the way you do. I want to show y'all something real quick.
Hearing that women have said, like Black women have said, like, I'm done with Black men. It's obviously it saddens me because I look at my father and my brother and I'm like, there's not all Black men are trash. And so it's like you've given up when you could very well meet that one Black man, because they're still out there. Not all Black men, no.
Girl, bye.
Did you
You know what?
She couldn't even finish a sentence. She couldn't even finish the sentence. Y'all, did you hear her try to say, because I gotta run that back. Spit it out, bitch. Spit it out.
It's disingenuous. She knows she just wants to hold on to something. She's lying to herself and every cell in her body.
It's not even just that. Is that black women think that because they experience one aspect of a person's character, that is who they are in totality. Motherfucker, just because your daddy and your brother are nice to you, don't mean they ain't being a motherfucker to another black woman out there, making her goddamn life miserable. His one aspect of his character is not all encompassing. He ain't shit. If he might be shit to you, but he ain't shit to the next woman he encountered. He probably did something to her that was disrespectful. Get the fuck out of here.
And I don't understand what they don't get about that. Like, damn, that's your dad and your brother. That nobody has to care about them but you. Nobody has to want them but you. I mean, goddamn, what the fuck? I mean, we don't have to deal with whoever we don't have to. I mean, what part of them not getting that we don't have to deal with them if we choose not to? We divested for a reason, and we say all for a fucking reason. Just remember that, like, girl, bye. I'm tired of the crying. She just wants somebody to pawn them off on. That's what they want. That's why they don't want too many of us walking away. Yeah, it's still some good ones. Don't give up. Nah, bitch, you deal with them.
The only good one is a dead one.
Exactly, Aaliyah. She doesn't want to risk her brother still laying up on her couch 10 years from now. She wants to pawn her brother off onto one of you black women. So she doesn't want you walking away. There's still some good ones out there. And let's say, for argument's sake, let's say that her brother actually was a unicorn. I know they don't exist, but work with me. Let's say that her brother was actually a unicorn. So what? We still have the right to disengage with anyone we don't wish to engage with. And if it's all black men, regardless of how so-called good your one brother may be, then so be it. Fuck your brother and your daddy too.
If I may, really quick.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, I gave this analogy to the ladies in the Discord, and I'd like to share it with the ladies here on the live and in the chat. If I may have said it on here before too, but again, it's the whole, I present you two bowls. One bowl is full of cotton with a few tacks in it. The other bowl is full of tacks with a couple of pieces of cotton in it. Which one are you going to put your hand in? I don't care if you grew up in a goddamn tack factory. You know better than to put your hand in that bowl full of tacks. Just let it go. Let it go.
Can we be honest about something? Y'all saw what she looked like, and I'm gonna play her again. And I want y'all opinion on something I'm getting ready to say. So she got to get back up here.
Hearing that women have said, like black women have said, like, I'm done with black men. It's come
on, bitch.
Obviously,
It's
it
what?
saddens me because I look at my father and my brother, and I'm like, there's not all black men are trash. And so it's like you've given up when you could very well meet that one black man, because they're still out there. Not all black men, no.
I think I know where you finna go with this.
This is delusion. This is delusion. Given her phenotype, right?
Boom.
You go.
Yeah.
I don't know what her racial makeup is. I really don't. But when people that are preferences in that community see the so-called bottom bitches leaving, she's gonna end up being a bottom bitch if all of y'all leave. You have to stay so that she can remain the preference. I'm not lying to you. Okay. She's sitting there crying. Did y'all hear her father back there grunting when she said they're not trash? She's like, bitch.
Yes, I did.
I did not.
Like,
I'm
DJ,
going-
That's go ahead.
I'm sorry, she's crying. She's crying because divestors exist. Like, what the fuck is she crying for? Why do they care so much? But I guess it's because of what you just said. They want us to stay. Like, bitch, if you think they exist, go get you one, bitch. Why the fuck is you on the internet with that dusty, raggedy ass wig on? Girl, bye.
Now
Why
she
you
got some
crying over what the
explaining
fuck
to
we
do.
doing?
She got some explaining to do because given her color, I would deduce that her mom is either very, very, very light or of a different color. So you can't preach that good black man shit to a group of black women when your daddy obviously didn't even choose a darker black woman, if a black woman at all. Your own daddy didn't do that. So you can't preach that good black man shit to nobody because your daddy chose, baby, with the way you look, Your daddy he cannot have chose a black woman, and she damn sure can't be a darker skinned black woman. You gonna tell me you just miraculously came out that color, but you gonna tell black women how good, who don't look nothing like you gonna tell us how good your dad was. That he was so good, he didn't pick now one of us though. But okay.
But you know what? It's just like DZ said a couple lives ago. There is a caste system within the black community, and she is at the top of the caste. We are not supposed to leave the black community because who will be the whipping boys for the community? Who gonna be the butt of every joke? If all these women are divested, and make no mistake, ladies, it's slowly gaining momentum, and as it does, more women are jumping on this bandwagon, and they're basically putting two middle fingers up and saying fuck the whole community. That right there is the greatest existential threat to that community, because here's the thing: women are the only goddamn commodity in the community. I'll say it again. Black women, you are the only thing of any value that comes out of that motherfucking community. Your education stats prove it. Your business starting stats prove it. Your intellectual stats prove it. There's only one area I wish I would let go of, and that's wanting to bring the Kangs along with you. If you could just relinquish them long enough to get yourself to safety and realize you're worth more, do you realize there would be no black community? There'd just be niggas, period.
So to answer her question, no, we're not staying there. I've been gone for damn near 3 decades. Other women are getting the fuck on. Everybody's waking the fuck up slowly, but surely. So you can cry your ass off all you want to. You stay there, and I'll cover you on a Tuesday or a Friday, boo.
Oopsie. DZ, you're absolutely right though. She's a 1995 preference, as we've said, and if more I won't even say darker black women, but just let's just say if walking down the street, if people think you're a black woman, you're too dark for a black male. Whether you're on the lighter shade or a darker shade, but if you look like a black woman walking down the street, you're too dark. As we leave and divest, guess what? Those women, like you said, she gets to become the new dark-skinned chick in the community in the eyes of black males.
Well, she's going to be real mad because I'm going to grab as many of my light-skinned sisters and take them with us too. Fuck all of them.
Boom.
So let's go, ladies. Let's everybody on the train. Let's go.
All right, so file them taxes and shit. Right after Valentine's Day, get your heart broken, then bring your ass on. It's time to divest. Don't let 2024 see you doing the same shit. You shouldn't be doing it in 2023, dummy. You need to go ahead and divest now. There's nothing there. It's a bottomless pit ready to drag your ass all the way into it, never to be seen again. It's a lot of black women that ain't gonna be seen again because they didn't learn nothing. So I know where the fuck I'm headed though. I am headed to my Discord to talk shit. I see you, Tamara Lynn. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Right? I'm headed to talk some shit. Y'all enjoy your weekend. I will see y'all Tuesday. For those of you that are with me, I will see y'all in 10 minutes because the sister got to pee.
Bye.
Good night. Love you.
Good night.
Love you back.
Thank you.